Good morning. It is Sunday morning. It is a beautiful morning, and I thought today we could sneak out and go to the air show. The Air Force every year does a weekend-long flyover, and thought it'd be kind of fun if we went and set up a chair, a few drinks, some snacks, and let's check out the air show today. So let's check it out. Okay, so I made it. I found a place to park, and thus far, I have seen one plane that the officers were taking a picture of down there, who are not allowing you onto the base unless you have special stuff. I don't know what I can say and what I can't say. So I have gone to this event before in the past. When we first moved up here, my brother-in-law took me and the kids when they were little, and my husband. And oh, I'm starting to see some planes. I hear something. I do see something. No, that's a commercial flight by Delta. I can tell from here. All right. So thus far, I've seen one fighter plane and one Delta. But that's fine. We're out. We're enjoying ourselves. See, I found a really close by place to park. See, I'm right over there. I don't know if you can see, but I'm parked real close by. There is a lot of other people here because, I won't say a lot of people. It's not flooded, but there's enough people here that clearly have the same idea that I have, that we are not, either we don't have permission to get on that base this year, or they're like me and they just wanted to sneak in here real quick, get a good look at things, and then get out of here without having to deal with the traffic, because that traffic is going to be horrendous at 3 o'clock when they close things. So, all right, I don't know if you can see it, but there's the Delta plane. See it? It might not be a Delta plane. Yesterday they I didn't see anything yesterday, but I wasn't out here for that. They did it. They're supposed to do it 2 days in a row, yesterday and today, Saturday and Sunday. They do it every year. I think they missed last year or a couple of years due to some things. I don't know what stopped them from doing it, but every year the Air Force base out here, this is not the Air Force base where my son is at, but I live right outside of the base, and every year they do a big free event, so everyone in the community, anybody can come, and they'll have they have food and things to look at on the base. You can walk through some of their larger planes that are not in use. There was one, I don't know what it's called. If you know what I'm talking about, write it down in the description below so I'll know what it is. But it's a huge plane that it's open in the back, and I've seen it in movies before. So seeing it in person was really super cool because it's absolutely huge, and I don't even think there's seats in there, maybe around the wall, but it's meant to I think it's meant to do cargo. I don't know what it's for. Y'all, you could just, like I said, if you know, type it down below. Oh, that rhymed. If you know, type it down below. But whatever that plane is called, I had a chance to walk through it with my kids when they were little, and that was really, really cool. I thought yesterday it'd be kind of nice to come out here and just relax and watch the planes fly over. Yeah, thus far I haven't seen any planes, just saying. I just wanted to bring you out here with me and just chill and relax. Now, I think if I would have done this over, I wouldn't have parked quite so close to the highway here, but I am in a lovely spot. There's a really pretty little tree. It's a tiny little tree, but it has a lot of shade. See? There's park benches. We have what you're seeing right here, this little paved area right here, that is actually not a road. I'm going to try to, I'm not going to aim you that direction because there's a lot of people sitting over there and they might get upset with me. But that is actually not a road that you drive on. Those are paved walkways, and we have hundreds and hundreds of miles of those paved walkways. This goes way down south and right straight through Omaha. I think it even ventures out to West Omaha, but there's hundreds and hundreds of miles of paved walkway, because a lot of our smaller communities are not very walkable. So we have these trails that just take you through. Like, Lord, you could pack a backpack and hop on a get on your bike and start out in one direction and literally make a whole day of it. Just stop off and get somewhere for lunch, and it takes you downtown, because there's some really pretty places downtown to eat and to sit, to picnic even. We have the Imaginarium. There's a little candy shop downtown. The roads are paved like cobblestone. A lot of rich history. Okay, I finally saw something. But I'm in an embankment, so it went down, and now I don't see it no more. But that's fine. All right, it's going up. All right, I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to show you some of the video of these planes. I'm going to stop talking. These are things that we can do that don't cost any money, just to get out of the house. And I want to encourage you. Oh, Lord have mercy. Look at this. I don't know if you saw that. They're going so fast you can't even keep up with them. I just want to encourage you that when there's fun things happening in your city, get out and go do something fun. All right, there he goes. Can you see him? Look at that. Lord have mercy. Good googly. There ain't no telling how fast that young man or young woman's going in that way. But I just want to encourage you that if you have little free events like this in your community, don't sit at home. Get out. Now, I've done nothing but get in my car, drove about 2.5 miles. I've got my little foldable chair. I don't know if you can see it, but I mean, it is literally a chair that you can just throw over your shoulder, take anywhere you go. I brought my one little bag. That's my lunch bag. I put some yogurt in there, and I've got a water bottle. Oh, Lord, I think I left my water bottle at home. All right, I did leave my water bottle at home, but that's fine. I got yogurt. Let's see what I got. Oh, there comes the plane. There he goes. Look at it. See, now I wished I'd have brought my bigger camera. This would have been a great day to film in 4K. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. But I brought my little lunch bag. See, my little lunch bag. It's tiny. I've got a little ice thing in there. And I brought some little munchies, which I can't eat now because I ain't got no water, because these are spicy, but that's fine. I brought some little cheese. I'm going to eat that. I brought 2 little chocolates, and I brought some little yogurt. So I'm golden. I'm good. I think I'll just sit here and munch some cheese because I got so excited, y'all, that I forgot my water. All right, that's fine. About 5 years ago, maybe, we were living in an apartment complex here, and I was laying in the swimming pool chilling, and those planes started flying over, and they just feel like they're right there. Like they feel like they're right there. And I remember looking up thinking, oh yeah, that's today. We should have gotten out there and did that. But kids were probably inside playing video games. That's what they do. And I was leisurely having a 20-minute swim. Those planes were going over, and I just thought that was so incredible. But I should have I guess I should have kept up with it more. But if I'd have kept up with it, we could have packed up and went and did that together as a family, just me and the kids. Oh, he's right there. And it just makes you think about how many opportunities. When my kids were little, when they were very, very young, I'm going to click this off because I want to make sure that there's a lot of wind and a lot of background noise. So when my kids were little, we tried to do fun things. And I spent quite a few years at home with my kids when they were little. And, when you're doing that, we just did not have the financial resources to be able to do a lot of travel, to do a lot of things because of that loss of income from my not working. But I plugged away at my education while I was at home with my kids, and I spent our weekends and time off from school, our summer vacations, I would take them to water parks. We would try to do some fun things that cost a little money, but I remember we did a lot of hikes. We would drive about an hour out of town, sometimes 4 hours out of town, and we would find trails that we could just get out for the day. We'd pack a lunch and get out there and just spend the day walking around, and then we would come home so tired, we'd rent a movie and just chill out at home watching movies and cuddle in. I just think, I look back on those days and think that was, even though that didn't cost a lot of money to do those things, those were how the memories were created, right? Those were how, not necessarily traditions, because although traditions are good, sometimes your kids are going to grow. You're not going to always be able to do the same thing. So embracing those different changes in life, that's important. But that's been a vital part of my life, is changes, lots of changes. And life truly is a journey. When my kids were little and we did these fun things, we'd go camping because that was very inexpensive to do. We would go to the beach because that was a free thing to do. And although we couldn't travel the way I wanted us to travel, I wanted to take us to places like, I always thought it would be cool to take a cruise with my family. I always thought it would be really cool to go to Hawaii. And I've never really understood when people were like, I hate traveling with my family. I loved traveling with my family. I still love to travel with my family. And for some reason, our family traveled really well. We just, everyone's at ease. And when you're doing things together and just focusing on having new experiences, and that's what intentional travel should be about. It should be about the people that you're spending time with, whether that's your family or friends, or even meeting someone new when you're traveling, even for just a few minutes on the plane. Or I've heard stories about young ladies who have traveled all the way across the country. One girl went from, I think her name was Lana. Okay, she vlogs. She is based out of Los Angeles, and she flew all the way to, not Spain. I think she went to Barcelona, Spain. No, I don't know. She might have went to Paris. No, that doesn't sound right. Okay, so she flew to Europe, and when she got there, she spent all of these days doing things that she wanted to do and having fun. And on one of her last days, she actually ran into a young lady that was from the United States, and they talked for a few minutes and actually had lunch together that day. They each took pictures of one another because I think both of them were doing content creation. And I just think that is so super cool because that's the memory she's going to have. She will remember that she went. She'll buy a trinket, I'm sure, and remember that she bought that there. But she'll never forget that she met a young lady from the United States when she was all the way across the world. She'll never forget that. And that's what makes life life. That's part of the journey, is having those experiences and meeting those people. You don't have to spend a lot of money to do that. And that really transfers over to, well, he's all the way around me. I don't know if you can see that, but he's already wrapped all the way behind me. He's about to do something crazy. He is about to do something crazy. But can you see that? He's pretty low. Now, none of this filming is doing any of this justice, because when you're on the base, it is incredible because you're right underneath it, and they're catering to you. They're zooming down and they twist. They look like they're falling down on top of you. They fly upside down over you. So when you're on the base, it really is a even cooler experience. But what I was going to say, or what I was saying, is that this is an area, life being an adventure and experiencing those things in life that really don't have to cost a lot of money, that transfers over into every area of your life. And I look at there's several content creators that I like to follow. There's a couple of girls that there's about 3 girls actually that live out in the countryside in England. One lives in the Cotswolds, and I have just romanticized the Cotswolds to the point where I've romanticized it to the point where I'm like, I'm not real sure I really want to go, because it might, the reality of it may not be what I have built up in my head, or maybe it is. But these young ladies that live out there, they have such beautiful homes. And I see girls here in the United States, young ladies in the United States that live in such beautiful, beautiful homes, and they have such beautiful families. They're just precious. But I don't live in a massive, big home, and I'm probably going to be downsizing very, very soon. And I think at this stage in life, most of us do downsize, but I'm noticing a lot of younger women are starting to downsize, and they don't really need the large apartments or large houses. They, especially if they're single, they're kind of minimizing their life belongings, and I respect that. And so the point I'm trying to make is that, you don't have to have a lot of money or a huge home, or maybe you got a lot of money in the bank and you've decided that you want to live in a way that is intentional. And I don't want to say below your means, because I don't like that. That's not bougie enough for me. I see it as not living below my means, but living very intentionally, so that when I'm about my day, I feel comfortable, I feel happy, I feel at peace. And part of our self-care really is it's just not just about how our body physically feels, but our environment is important to our self-care. When we get up in the morning and go to work, how we get prepped for that's important. Our jobs, where we work, the people we work with, that can be a part of our peace and our health and our mental health, our physical health. And if you're struggling in those areas, I just want to challenge you to take a break from it for a hot second. That might be a day or a weekend or a week, or just 5 minutes in the middle of your day while you're at the job. But I just want to challenge you and encourage you to be very mindful of when things are not serving you, because that's a strong indicator as to your all right, we were going deep there for a second until that happened. But I just want to encourage you that in regards to your mental health, your physical health, your self-care, take notice of those things that are draining your energy and those things that are flagging. They're, like you hear the term red flags. Our spirit, we know in our spirit, we know when something just is not right. We know when things could be better in our home life, in our family, in our friends, in our relationships, but also in our work, in the jobs that we do. We know. We know. We could tell a friend exactly how to live their life, but when it comes to our own life, we just suffer through. And I never want to see another person ever go through that type of turmoil when you're just not happy at your job, you're miserable. Just want you to take the time, maybe this weekend or this week, just take a break. Take a break from your work. They can't stop you from taking a 5-minute break. Go take a break and just breathe. Think on some things that make you happy. Make a plan to do something in the upcoming days, weekends, weeks, months. Make a plan to do something very special and different and exciting for yourself. And although life is going to be a journey, whether you are a participant in the outcomes or not, why not just choose today that you're going to be proactive in making sure that your life journey is aligned with who you know that you truly are, who you truly believe that you are, and the life that you truly do deserve to have. So I want to encourage you to do that. Don't suffer through things like that. Take the time to decompress and take breaks. It's like today, I could have sat at home and worked on projects and worked on getting my house cleaned up. But I'm like, last minute, I'm going to throw myself together, go out here and look at some planes. And brought you with me so that we could just relax today and kind of enjoy ourselves. So let's just sit back and enjoy. Eat some cheese. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't already subscribed, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel and maybe throw a like in there. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. I would be more than happy to answer those for you. And don't forget to live intentionally through self-care, style, and do some travel adventures this year. See you next time. Sparkle after 50. So I wanted to be completely transparent and share with you what I am doing tonight. So I came home, I took a nice hot shower, and I bought some Chardonnay because I was craving macaroni and cheese. And I grew up in the South where you make it homemade, and yeah, we ain't got time for that tonight. So I do love that though. It's cheesy. And I made some bacon. what I'm going to do is very quickly, with under 10 minutes, make this macaroni and cheese. And then I'm going to, my son is napping. I think he's tired tonight, so he's already in bed. It's kind of early. It's not really all that late, but I think he had kind of a full day yesterday, so he's resting. And I am going to put some of this macaroni and cheese in my cute little pasta bowl. And then I'm going to either sprinkle or just lay some bacon strips across the macaroni and cheese, drink my Chardonnay, watch my Brit TV, and just relax tonight. Just relax. Tomorrow starts a whole new week. But for tonight, I'm tired. My body's tired. My mind is tired. And while I was sitting there, I caught like the second wave of the air show, and it made me think about my son, who is in the Air Force. And I don't know, I just started kind of feeling a little bit gloomy. So I'm just like, I need some mac and cheese. I need my jammies and I need my mac and cheese. And so that's what I'm doing, is I am making myself some mac and cheese, and I'm going to just chill the rest of the night. So I hope that you have a good night too. See you next time, because I really am signing out this time. I'll see you later.